Hello sunshines, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy if you're new here. The energy I'm feeling into is like luxury, luxurious, like I want to say self-love, but like deep self-love, like pouring into yourself, self-love. Doing the things you've been putting off for years is the energy that I'm feeling. The song that's been coming through, I've been singing it like all day and I never really knew where it was from until I got home and looked it up, but it's the start of something new. Feels so right to be here with you. Or something like that. But it's like the part is, it's the start of something new. It's from High School Musical. I've never seen High School Musical, but it's coming through. I've seen 111 today, like numerous times, which is all about new beginnings. So it's like this start of something new, this start of like deeply nurturing and caring for yourself and what, like this energy of like finally doing the things that you've been putting off for a long time. I'm getting this like, also this energy of like finally believing that you can. Maybe you've had like financial restraints, things like that, blockages that have just really kept you in a mind state that you can't have that, or you can't achieve that, or you'll never have enough money for that, or things like that. And so the energy is moving out of that and realizing that because your belief system is changing, that these new things can now come in for you because you believe that you're worthy of them. You believe that you deserve them. You just believe in it now. And what our belief system is what we see in our external world. So if you feel like you haven't been able to achieve something in your life that you've wanted to for a long time, this message is really here to ensure you that all you have to do is figure out what belief system you have in place that's keeping you from bringing that into your reality. Does that make sense? It's not always easy. It is actually pretty hard work to pinpoint the root cause of something. And it takes a lot of courage and bravery to also change your belief system. Sometimes it goes against what you've been taught your whole life. Sometimes it goes against what your parents believe, grandparents, like best friends, like whatever it might be for you. It's not always easy to change those belief systems, especially if they've been there for a very, very long time. But it is possible. And I'm here to tell you that it's possible. Okay. So it's the start of something new. Feels so right to be here with you. I'm no singer, you guys. I try. Okay. Let's see what tarot has to say. I feel like for the collective that I am speaking to, you've put in a lot of hard work over the last few years. And like the energy is like, it's finally going to pay off. Success is going to start showing up for you. It might look like on the outside, it might look like you just got really, really lucky. This isn't luck, okay? This is a payoff, a reward for your hard work of diving into your soul and just aligning yourself with what you truly want and desire. Let's see what hit the floor. Yeah. We have the High Priestess coming out. The High Priestess, you guys, holy crap. you are so powerful beyond your belief, or maybe you are starting to really start to see how powerful you are, how you're creating your reality. I don't know what I feel like you've like graduated into like the teacher, the wisdom keeper. What is that? It's like the maiden. I forget what the three are. The something, the maiden, the crone, or the maiden, the something, and the crone. Anyways, it's like the 3 steps of like a womanhood. I mean, take this as what resonates. This is not like gender specific, but I'm just saying like for women, there's like this, like 3 parts, like a young girl, like mid-aged woman, I guess, or like, somebody who has kids, I guess. And then the crone, which is like the wise woman, right? Like you go from this little girl to like motherhood. Maybe it's maiden, mother, crone. Maybe that's what the 3 M's are, or what it is. Anyways, but this, like the high priestess is like the crone energy, like the wisdom keeper. You've like lived through so much, and now you're here to like share that wisdom. I hope that makes sense. It's the start of something new. Yeah, you're going to start sharing your wisdom. You're going to start sharing all the little things that you have come to learn and heal through and grow through. How exciting. King of Swords coming out. Swords is all about like clarity, like information, communication. Yeah. The 7 of Cups coming out. You can see that she's like in pondering. Like, I have all of these desires and all these things. How am I going to make it come alive? How am I going to get it going, right? And the King of Swords is in here to like, this is going to be incoming communication, incoming clarity, okay? This could be an actual person coming in to like really solidify something for you, to help you. This could be communication via like your dream world, spirit guides, things like that. But like big clarity, big communication is coming in for you to help you decide whatever you've been pondering on, okay? That's the energy. The energy of the tarot. Yeah, 6 of Cups at the bottom too. Like, very like nostalgic energy, tapping into like the past, like remembering good memories, very like childlike essence. I feel like I want to say like some of the things that you've been moving through, that you've been wanting or desiring, maybe stem from your childhood. It's something that you've wanted for a long time since you were a kid. Whether that be like a young child, like 6, 5, 4, 6 age, or like, you know, in the teenage years too. So very interesting, very interesting. Okay. Oh. I already got them out. I also feel very called to say we just had the 1111 portal. I know that like in the spiritual community, those kinds of things get thrown around very willy-nilly. These like, 222 portal, 888 portal, things like that. For me, I just believe that it's not really like a portal, but it's like it's an more intense energy that you can use to your benefit. So like setting an intention is powerful regardless of the date. But if you set an intention on 11/11, it has even more energy packed behind it to help that be created, right? So I don't know when you're seeing this, but we just had 11/11. It was just 11/11 yesterday when I'm recording this. And I want you, if you're stumbling across this message, I want you to think about where your mind was on 11/11, and then just kind of like jot a couple things down, and then watch over the next couple days to a couple weeks and see what starts stirring, what starts showing up for you. This is a very, this time of season is very good for slowing down to actually start noticing signs, synchronicities, to help you on your journey. Learning. Yeah, I'm hearing that you're learning to see the signs and synchronicities. You're learning to not brush them off as coincidence. Like, for example, last night, Matt and I were watching Bride Wars with Anne Hathaway and Kate Hudson. And I did not know what year this movie was made in, but he was asking me because the characters just looked so young. And he was like, what year was this made? And before, like, so fast, 2009, like, appeared in my mind's eye. And I was like, I don't know, 2009? We stop it, and it was 2009, exactly. And I was like, oh my God. And I can easily just brush that off and think that's a coincidence that I just happened to say that. But that is our God-given gifts. That is psychic abilities coming online. If we trust that first idea, that first thought that comes to mind, and trust it and go with it, most of the time it is spot on correct. But we haven't been taught to trust that first, that intuition, that first guided thought. Our ego tends to come in and be like, oh no, it can't be that, blah, blah, blah. But like, we know, we have all the answers stored within us. We have all the answers stored within us. We just have to learn to use discernment and learn to trust those initial little hits, even if they don't make sense right away. Learning to trust. Learning to trust the signs and synchronicities. Learning to not brush them off as coincidences. I posted a video not too long ago, but it was like, what did I say? If you're always, or how can you expect to experience miracles if you're always thinking that things are a coincidence? The magic is in believing. The magic is in believing that it's a sign, right? So I feel like I kind of just lost my train of thought. Must not be important. Yeah. You're doing some massive healing. There's the clarity. This is definitely the like King of Swords energy. Clarity is coming in for you. You're starting to see the big picture. You're learning to trust this healing journey. We have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I think for some of you, not for all of you, so use discernment here. But for some of you, I feel like you have a soul connection coming in. That you've been learning to care for yourself and trust yourself. You've been healing the parts of you that have been hurt and betrayed. I want to say like betrayal, people pleasing, yeah, and just trust in general, trust within partnership. You're healing a lot of old wounds right now. So you could be somebody who's feeling like, when's it gonna, like, when is my soul partner gonna come in? When is that soulmate energy gonna come in for me? Things like that. I really think that you're going to gain some clarity on this. There's parts of you that were still broken that couldn't be the person that you really need to be in partnership, right? I think that you're somebody who's really done with all the games, done with all the, yeah, just the games that like dating and stuff like that can cause or feel like, I guess. Yeah. You need this time for yourself, this space for yourself to almost like attract that soul partnership that you're destined to be with, right? You couldn't be with this person, this new person, still operating out of the system that the person that you were. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Like you've done so much healing that you're not the same person that you were. And so when you were that old version of you, this new person couldn't see. You were not on the same frequency. So you've had to do all this learning and this healing to then be at this frequency where now you can magnetize that in. That makes sense. Okay. See if anything else needs to come out, Spirit. Thank you. Boom. How does that card make you feel? That's a big one. I feel like, let's see if I can get another card to go with this, but I feel like with the sexuality card coming out, collectively, I think we're, okay, we have ancestors coming out too, and the Lovers is still at the bottom of the deck. So, when it comes to expressing ourselves in our fullness, I want to say like sexuality has been so misinterpreted, so, what is the word that I'm looking for? reversed. Sexuality is our power. Sexuality is our power. And women in general have been programmed to do things that are unnecessary. Okay. We have a throat blockage here. So maybe you're somebody who really tips toes around sex and the topic of it. You have a hard time expressing yourself, asking for what you need, expressing what you don't like, things like that. And I think you have a team of ancestors that are really helping you through that. If you think about like generations behind us, sex was very taboo. And like, don't talk about it. There's been generations of major abuse sexually. And I think that's because it's been so warped and just like this disdain around it. But like, as a human being, like, we're sexual beings. We're here to experience pleasure. And that is a big part of our disconnection in the world, is because we haven't connected fully to our power, to our sexuality. And I think that's what collectively a lot of us are going through right now, is really coming back into our bodies, understanding what feels good, what doesn't feel good, and like setting healthy boundaries with our partners. I just feel like maybe you're somebody who has gone through some like sexual trauma and you have a hard time speaking about it. I can still feel the throat block there, but we're learning and we're healing. We're healing this part of us, this wound, this deep core wound around our sexuality. I am too, just so you know. So it can be hard for me to talk about things too. So you're not alone. Never think you're alone. We're all connected. We're all one. And so if there's not all of us feel exactly the same way, but there's like different collectives that are all kind of moving in different ways, but like all simultaneously together. That makes sense. So you're not alone on this journey. And if you just need somebody to talk to about it, like, I'm here. Hello. Hi. I'm not awkward about talking about these things. Do I publicly get a little choked up talking about stuff? Yes, because I'm dealing with my own inner wounds and, transmuting and alchemizing that energy. But I just want to say you're not alone. Let's see what the Oracle of the Rose has to say. Actually, I do want to do an inner temple, because I feel like this is a lot of inner healing work. And I think we could get some really good guidance from this deck to close this reading. I'm just going to take this top one. They all kind of came out, but Deeper than before. Deeper than before. Has your soul been scheduled to go deeper than before? If you pulled this card, chances are it has been. If this card had an astrological chart, it would have several planets in Scorpio, which is very interesting that we're in Scorpio season. Isn't that an interesting sign? Synchronicity. Full of depth, intensity, and passion, it invites us to descend into the deepest expression of this life. It asks that we commit more fully to our own life. This could be a relationship or a creative project or other area of life, or it could show up as a deep lesson for the soul. This period might ask a lot of you, but it will also bring many gifts. The rewards that you'll reap will far outweigh the journey that you'll take. At times, you may doubt your ability to move through it, but it's in this very moment that what's falling away is being alchemized into something new. It's the start of something new. This isn't the time to skirt about the surface. It's the time to dive fully in. This isn't the time to bypass the lesson. This is the time to explore the deepest, darkest depths. Perhaps you find yourself in an initiatory period where things are different than before, where you're doubting what you once knew for certain. Perhaps life is asking a lot of you right now. One thing is for sure, if you say yes to the invitation, you won't be the same person that you were before, and that's a good thing. Change is imminent, and life is trying to initiate you. Something to journal about, ponder, or reflect on is, has your soul been scheduled to go deeper than before? How are you being called to go all in? So I don't know if this is going to be relevant to anybody. I feel called to share, so take what resonates. But it's been a long time since I've done a mushroom journey, done any kind of breath work journeying. It's been a long time since I've had any Reiki healing. I have kind of just I took some time because there was a big stint of my time where I was doing a lot of breathwork ceremonies. I was doing a lot of cacao ceremonies. I was doing some mushroom journeys, things like that. And I was getting all this guidance from like kind of outside sources. And I kind of for a while just wanted to just kind of level out. I had a big crash out in about March of 2025 of this year. And I just kind of put a halt on everything to kind of reground, recalibrate, and whatnot. But this coming weekend for me, I have a Reiki session and a somatic breathwork journey that I'm going to be doing. So it is like a weekend of woo-woo spirituality, going deeper within myself to really see what else there might be that I just need to become aware of. And I feel like maybe this is a call to action for you as well, to maybe book a Reiki session, do an inward journey, whether that be mushrooms, ayahuasca, DMT, like whatever you choose, or just somatic breath work. All of these options really allow us to go within our heart space and really see what is still not in alignment with our highest self, okay? Our highest timeline, things like that. So maybe book something for yourself, do a little journeying, see what comes through, go a little bit deeper. This is a call to go a little bit deeper. Yeah, I think that's the message. Just remember, this is the start of something new. Be excited. get into that energy. Yeah, and just take your journey a little bit deeper. Remember, the reward is going to pay off, even if in the moments it feels a little bit rough. We are promised a big reward, okay? So hang on to that. You're doing great. You're killing it at this life thing, okay? You have to believe it for yourself. Maybe write that on your mirror. I'm killing it at life. And say that to yourself until you truly believe it. All right? All right, I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for being here. If you've made it to this end, please drop 111 in the comments. Let me know what you're working through, or just say hey. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to build this community up, so don't be a stranger. Like this video, share this video if you feel called. The more shares, the more people can get these messages as well. Helps my channel grow, and I'm just forever appreciative. So sending you guys so much love, and I'll catch you on the next reading.